Hi everybody. Um, I'm making this video to demonstrate the simple card ranking spreadsheet, which allows you to rank your own cards however you want. Also, we used the ranking that I made, although I did not put much time into it, like an hour tops ranking cards and then doing another run through on a few cards. By no means is this definitely my ranking. I just went through it to help me find a deck for Mass Mutations tomorrow. This sheet I will make public. Um, and then what you can do is you access this sheet and you just make a copy. My card ranking system, right? Okay. Now, once you have a copy, the first thing you will need to do is fill in the collection data. Collection data over here. The way to do this, and there are ways you can use scripts to do this. I don't know them, and I was not bothered to learn because extracting it from decks of Keyforge is rather simple. What I do, I can usually what I do is use select my decks here, click search. There's 378 decks in my collection. Scroll down all the way, click show more, and once I do that until it doesn't load anymore, then it means that all my decks have loaded. I keep doing this 3 times, and then all 378 decks have been loaded. Make sure to select 100 here, otherwise this will take a very long time. Now I have all the text loaded. I click the download button, and you see I do this often. I click the download button, and it downloads the most recent one. And then I go to my ranking sheet, and I click File, Import, Upload, and I drag the file over here. Browse for it if you prefer. Now, when this pops up, I make sure to replace current sheet. This is very important. You don't want to create a new sheet because then you mess up with the formulas. Everything else can be detected automatically. So everything is pasted over here. This is your entire collection data, my collection data in this case. There's everything here, notes, doc link. I already frozen the top row and the leftmost column. That's how I like it. You can change that if you want. And then you have the collection analysis tab. And what this does is there are array formulas here that basically take the name of the deck that is printed here and grabs all the data from the collection data. The reason I do this on a different sheet and not on top of this sheet is because every time you import, you override everything that is on the sheet, and you don't want to lose all your formulas. So, for example, if I take this deck name and paste it over here, you will see it will fill in the data. So what I do is I copy all the names of all my decks. Oops. Copy. I press Ctrl+C my keyboard. I guess I can copy it here so you can see it. And then paste. And now I have all my collection data over here. Now this sheet is special. It is not the same as that collection data. It has some formulas at the end. I accidentally left the filter on and not enough rows, so I will just turn it off and turn it back on again, and then I have the entire filter. Now you will see that only the first row here has formulas, because this is a sum and inside an array formula, and I was not able to make it autofill like the other rows. So what you have to do is you have to select all of these and just double click this point, and then it will autofill all the way to the bottom. Oh, it did something weird with okay, let's not do that. Okay, just fill all of those. And then I will select all the columns in the table, and hopefully if I create a filter now, yeah, now it works properly. Top rows need to be the filter. Okay, and now we have, oh, I made a mistake here. I will fix this later, but basically this needs to be E and 5. I will explain this in a second. You can also just pull it down all the way to the bottom. Okay, yeah, okay. I will fix this in the main spreadsheet, so don't have to do that. But I will explain the formula anyway, so you understand it and you can modify it if you want. These are the scores based on the key vote for Premier League popularity. If you will see in the count data, I have a column here. This is copied from a different spreadsheet, just the data, no formulas, with the count of cards indexed that have been in the key forge Premier League qualifiers in the outcome sort of options. So gateway to this was the most popular card, it's up here, and I used percent rank, which may not be the best choice, but it's what I used to rank those cards between 0% and the 1%. Okay. That's the full Premier League. Those here is my ranking of cards, of how good they are. I have a little table of content here. I rank Heart of the Forest as -1000. I hate it. The cards that are -1 are basically cards that are detrimental to the deck. They're like 95% just discard. 0 cards are cards that pull no weight in the deck. They're just a creature that might reap if it survives. So I don't know, cooperative hunting, which is a card that sometimes just doesn't do anything, and sometimes it's like situational cards or cards that are just creatures that don't have any good effect, and are not like sticky to the board, so you're not likely to get to it with them. Good base stuff is stuff that I like to have in a house to round it out, like sticky creatures, effects that are just good. Like if I go here and have a look at the ones, you have stuff like Nocturnal Maneuver, Yancy Gang, Yoke, just decent bodies and stuff around here. Cards that I like to see in my deck. I open the deck, I see them in the deck, I'm happy that they're there. 2 is powerful, good stuff. You can see there's a Grabber Jammer and a Helper Bot, and Smite is good, and Ian of Fringes is good. It's like cards that are just generally good. 3 are cards that are important in the meta. I put Hard Artifact Control there, and I put Board Clears there. Yeah, that's mostly it. Big Amber Control swingers. Those concept that works pretty good board here. The Conceit, because it's basically another copy of your best card, probably. So, and most deck have at least 1 free, so it's also a free. Chemo Eclipse also controls board, you know, stuff like that. Lastly, there's 4, which are the best cards in the game. There's Captain Budget, Collateral Shift, key abduction is here because it has potential to be broken. I know that in lots of decks it's not, but the purpose of this ranking system is not to create an absolute ranking of the decks, like this is the best deck and this is really bad, but rather and how do they compare to one another, but rather I want to be able to find my best decks in my collection, and I want to highlight a key abduction card. If the rest of the deck is good to support it, then I want to be able to highlight it and find it. Skippy Time Org, I think, is just broken. One of the best cards in the game, just doesn't allow your opponent to do anything besides play a few cards. And that's powerful. Like, even if they have like a Gengar Chieftain, it's not going to do anything because they can't use the creature. It wasn't as good in Coda days because people just play cards for Amber, but these days people use the board, and if they can't use the board, you're basically time walking them. This is almost as good as holding control the weak into a house they don't control. It's like really, really good. Punctured Equilibrium, super fast cycle. Hypnotic Command is broken like broken. It does need some support, like card draw, Martian Generosity, obviously good. Other card draw and other houses obviously help. Just hand filtering also does the job though. Like if you compare Hypnotic Command to E on the Fringes, E on the Fringes needs you to discard the cards in order to get the steal effect. Hypnotic Command gets the creatures on the board and does the steal effect. Yeah, it's delayed, you need to kill the creature, but it's basically a steal effect, unless they are playing Saurians. But it's a really, really good card. Greed has a potential of drawing additional 3 cards a turn. That's just crazy. I actually might put Zenzi at a 4-2 at some point. Like, I've been playing with Zenzi a bunch lately, and it's really, really good. Does Eaton's Jar, obviously just shutdowns some decks. Martial Generosity, obvious combo piece, and you don't actually need key abduction for Martial Generosity to be powerful. You just need to be able to follow up with something. Hypnotic Command is one, but you don't have to. Like, I have a deck with Mouse Curse, Proliferator, Martial Generosity, and Resonator, which is good enough Amber Control to delay until the next turn where I can play my doorstep, which I do into because I just played Martial Generosity. Autoencoder, just so efficient, makes for some crazy stuff. And Library Access, where I think is not broken on its own, is a key card in many broken Logos lineups in Coda. So that's my ranking system. There's also a column here for your ranking system. If you want to start with my ranking system, you can just modify mine or just copy mine over to this column and work from that. That's fine. Again, the purpose here is to allow you to highlight decks that you might like. So basically, you wanna use this this card ranking to highlight cards that you like. If you really, really like a certain card, you don't have to use the scale either. You can use whatever scale you want. You can use a 0 to 10 or 0 to 50 or whatever. Whatever you feel is representative of how you feel about the card. Like, it's important that you have some kind of affinity to the number. So, like, I was asked, why is the scale -1 to 4 and not 0 to 5? And if there's any difference, no, there's no functional difference. It's the same. But by setting the default as 0, which means that the baseline of a deck is 0, is better than setting a baseline of 36, in my opinion. And when there's a card I really dislike, I can put a -1 on it, and then it just feels right when I go over the cards and say, oh, this is a -1, rather than this is a 0. But you can do whatever you feel is good, whatever allows you to go quickly through 1,200 cards and rank them, if you so choose to do. So yeah, you can give Martian, you really like Martian Generosity, you can give the 10. Yeah, so that's the ranking system. I want to go over the formula so you can understand it and modify it. This is an array formula. So it goes over Okay, first one, it takes the column of the houses, which is over here, which is basically split by pipes and the cars, and it has white spaces between the cars. So I go over and I split it by the pipe, and then I trim the white spaces because I don't like white spaces. White spaces messes up matching formulas. And then I go and look up the card that I found, each one of them, in the card data. I have here column A to C, and I'm looking for column 3. So if you go to the card data, that's column A to C, and I'm looking for column 3. That's 1, 2, 3. So I find this number. If it's library access, I find this number. If it's even tall, I find this number. And then after I find that card, I do a sum on it. I sum. I do an array. The array formula goes over all the cells in the. Is the array formula necessary? I'm suddenly not sure. Yeah, it is. So it goes. It's I don't know. I don't remember how exactly this works. Slightly embarrassing, but without the array formula, it doesn't sum up all the cards. So you have to sum up. Oh yeah, the array formula needs to go over each of them and trim the space. That's the important part. And yeah, it basically matches the card in column 3, and this false is important because the cards are not sorted alphabetically. So yeah, this sums up the houses, and then this is just a sum of the 3 houses. So you can see the balance of the power level between the houses if you want. I mostly did that because it's easier to have the columns here than try and combine a formula. Overall score is the same, but this goes to column D, and I think it's column 4, and your scoring goes to E and column 5. Basically, that's where your scoring is. You see that everything is 0. Now, because I added the filter over here, I can sort by my score. So I can click Z to A, and it will give me. I guess I can't do that. Why can't I do that? I have no idea. Okay, you can't sort it, but you can add a filter condition of, let's say, greater than 48. And then you get all the ones that are greater than 48. I don't know why you can't sort it. I'll see if I can fix that. Because of this row, right? Because if I sort it by this column, then oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, so data turn off filter. I need this to be the first column, the first row. So I need to select like that. Data, create filter. Yeah, now the filter is over there. Okay, good. Fix it. Now you can sort here. Woo! Success. No, no success. Yes, success. Yes. Okay, for a second there that looked really bad. Okay, now you can sort by how much you like the cards, and Incidentally, this one, the topmost mass mutation style, is the deck that I'm playing in the TCO tournament today. We'll see how it does. This is just, I went on a whim. I thought it was not mass mutations already. I thought it was open Archon, and I didn't propel. And then I just had to look for all deck that I like, and I decided to just pick the deck that is highest here. I tested it for a couple of games before. It's a very interesting deck. I like it. Anyway, that's been enough of this video. That's an explanation of the ranking system. Please feel free to use it. Thank you for listening, watching. Bye-bye.